Go ahead and share the screen out here. And first, we'll just start with our little disclaimer regarding what we do here. We're not into anything other than statistical analysis and friendly competition when using our par rosters for gambling and so forth. So we are more about website design and graphic design, side hustles, things like that. So anyway, with that out of the way, we're looking at the par roster. So our website at twager.com, what we do is we produce a website. Where are we at here? Sorry about that. Bad time for a phone call. Let's get out to twager.com. So this is the website where we've loaded the Tour Championship roster that you can download. We pushed a video out showing what you're about to see here, which is the odds and what basically DraftKings puts out their roster with the probability of each player based on salary of them finishing well in the tournament. We have our own opinion of that, and we produce things that will show that there is a difference in those. So this is basically the information on that roster. Okay. Sorry, we had a couple of distractions there, but back to the roster. As you see, Wyndham Clark is salary-wise, according to DraftKings, is $9,400. His ranking we have as third. So obviously what we're seeing in our ranking is that Wyndham Clark is the effect that the recent news, in particular the news of him grounding clubs at the last championship and being looked at for some violations, or obviously with the Bryson DeChambeau recent, improving his lie basically. So this is sort of the same type of thing. Our algorithm in going out basically has looked at the scandal, and we're taking a little bit different perspective. Wyndham Clark recently had another scandal recently regarding the clubhouse incident that's pretty widely available out there. But what we're saying is, in our estimation, we think that DraftKings has basically put Wyndham down in sixth place. We see him as a 3. So it did affect it. It hasn't affected it that much because we show a lot of different players with a lot stronger where DraftKings has rated them. The green, what we put in green under this column here, this is our par ranking that what we're looking at. So to clarify, what we're doing here is we're saying that DraftKings sometimes doesn't represent the best. Many times they use name recognition to rank players, and sometimes they use statistics in with that. But our method is we strictly use statistics in rating players. And what we find is a lot of times there'll be outliers we put those outliers in green, the very strong ones. The blue are outliers that um, are not so strong as as an example of discrepancy and statistical deviation from the mean and what we use for analysis. So we wanted to point that out. Wyndham Clark seems to be a value. We have stronger values in green, but we wanted to just do a quick video out there and let you know that even though the scandal could have some predictive ability, and DraftKings seems to think that it will, we kind of are in disagreement with that. And basically, we think that um, Wyndham Clark will do better than his sixth place um, ranking that DraftKings has given him. He is This is arranged by salary according to DraftKings, and you can see he's in sixth. We have him ranked third in column G here. So, like I said, our rosters many times are much better at predictive. We've already at twager.com, we put that roster. You can have it in your hands to look at. So all you have to do is go out there and click on the Tour Championship roster, and you can it'll download it to your computer. You can use the roster as you will, but we just wanted to let you know that our statistical analysis did not punish Wyndham Clark as much as many of the betting sites have, because uh, his ability to overcome scandalous uh, incidents and perform well is he has a proven track record of that. So all this uh, figuring statistical analysis sometimes involves numbers of different things, and what we use, we do use all those numbers. We use cut making probability, their top 10 finish rate, how many their bogey ability to avoid bogeys, eagle rates, how many greens in regulation, scrambling, and we put in algorithm for course and weather. We do a number of different other uh, analysis, and we do look at the salary as a quotient for. We inverse that information according to our statistical analysis, and that's how we come up with our PAR score. A PAR just stands for Pro Analytical Roster. So analytics and using artificial intelligence and robotic process information to gather to scrape the internet is how we are able to uh, outperform the the information that DraftKings puts out, because they're more of a hearsay, verbal, and fan based ranking of these players. And we feel like our statistical analysis is better. And how we prove that on our website is we basically have a what we call our ACE model, which is accuracy correlation engine. And what we'll do is after each round, um, here's the ACE engine. If you're interested, we go out to this page, and basically what it after these events are finished, we put together the rosters and basically compare how well we did compared to how DraftKings. It's a simple method of who did best, but we use a number of different what we call the power of three, PW3, um, the Spearman rank correlation, the top 10 and 20 hit rate, and our mean absolute rank error. Those are all put into the analysis of how well we did. We then go back and for this particular event, it's a special event. We had to totally retool our pro analytical roster according to the size of the field, which is a great determinant factor. So you're going to have basically Wyndham Clark playing. Uh, he's going to be a little amped because of the grounding issue of the club. It could very well affect his play because uh, you know what happens is when he's standing over the ball and his normal routine will be affected. And everyone knows that as a golfer, your routine, if he changes that in any way, if he modifies it for fear of being penalized for grounding a club to improve his lie, and this is if you see on the tour that process, many players will step up to the ball and they will ground the club in front of the ball to kind of get a feel of which club they want to use. But some of them are actually using it to pat down the grass in front of the ball. So that's the controversy. And many players do it. Wyndham Clark, if they signal him out as a player who is grounding the club, they have to apply that equally to the field. And I don't think that's going to happen because it's just a method that golfers use to feel where the ball, they want to align that blade of the club up to the bottom of the ground. And if they don't move the ball, if the ball does not move when they are doing that, then it's always been acceptable. So, will there be a rule change? Possibly. Will there be players that change their style of golf or being aware that around him, all the players will, especially if you're playing in the same group with him, would that affect, who? So there's many things that go into these statistics and information, and we are the only website that actually pulls in social media. We scrape the internet using robotic process technology to pull in information that no one else uses. And social media and news and different things like that we pull in, we're unique. We're unique in that area. So what you need to do is go out to twager.com. Go ahead and like and subscribe because we are on a next level as far as our predictive technology. Uh, the statistics that we use, we've modified over and over again until we actually have different versions of the formula based on the size of the field and the type of the course. And number three being the majors, the major tournaments. So how a player plays in a off tournament, which for them an off tournament, could be a major tournament for most players, but for the elite players, their ability to perform in elite class golf events is different than their ability and how well they perform in lower rated events. So some of the players will play in events just because they've always played in it. They'll show up. You'll have an elite player in a group of a bunch of players that are not so elite, but their performance might not be necessarily that strong because they're in that event just because they've always played it. They feel like they're obligated to play. So there's a mental psyche issue with those players. And if you're not able to go out and analyze that using the latest web information and golf information and digest, and that's what we do here at twager.com. We digest statistical information, and what we find out is that we have a better model. So to build this type of search engine that goes out and it rates these players and come back with a score, this is how we come up with these. You can see the first step is to pull in the salary and to pull in the average points from this is available. I've got videos out there on how to pull down the roster from DraftKings. And so we pull that roster down, and then we have an expected score. Some of that salary divided by points shows you how well the player, how many points they get per salary. That's a good start. but it's only a start. We have residual values and different things that we use, and that just showed you the statistical, the pure basic statistics of these. You know, their eagle rate, their approach, scrambling, course and weather fit, salary, events, momentum, last three majors, uh, their experience, mental factor. This is where, you know, we start figuring in things that other uh, but there's we run 10,000 different simulations over this. And we're taking the tool approach. You know, if you're a mechanic, you don't pull out your hobby popular mechanics multi-purpose wrench. When you're a true mechanic, you use the exact tool for the job, and you have multiple tools, and your tool collection becomes thicker, and you spend more money on your tools. And that's basically what we're doing. Is we're not out here trying to just kind of come up with and the talking heads on YouTube, and you know, I like him because, and I like them because, you know, they got nice socks, they wear, you know, they've got this new set of underwear out that is more absorbent, and you know, different things like that. We're here to provide a par score. The par score is an analytical formula, and it's the last step um, to provide. And then basically, if you look at the par score, you come up with a ranking. So you can see Scotty is not only ranked number one, but you look at his par score at three. I mean, if you go down the list, there's no one ranked near Scotty. No one. No one's ranked near Scotty. Wyndham Clark is a 31, for example, but he's number three on the list because that's the next highest par score. So, and it's also the reason why Scotty's salary is $3,000 difference in DraftKings, because they know the same thing. Well, we're trying to say, yes, you're right. DraftKings, you're right. We recognize that, but using our par score, our pro analytical score, you're able to refine that down to a better quality of difference. So what we do is in blue, we mark players that we feel are going to perform better than their salary ranking according to DraftKings. Uh, we then use green to indicate the super variance. Like this Cameron Young down here, we have him ranked as a 5. They have him as a 10. So we feel like Cameron Young is not ranked correctly. We feel like Matt Fitzpatrick, according to DraftKings, is not ranked correctly. He's an 8. They've got him as a 13. Siwoo Kim, we feel like he's ranked 10. They've got him ranked as 14. We don't really come up with any other discrepancy. We agree with DraftKings all the way down until we get to Jacob Bridgman. We've got him ranked as a 17. They've got him ranked as a 21. And as we go through, we'll see some other ones toward the bottom of the list that they're a little bit they're okay. I mean, if those were the guys that were going to finish 23rd, you know, Adam Scott being ranked 26, that's a little discrepancy. It's not big, but what we have to do is we have to have all these rankings for each individual player so that we can compare how well our roster performs compared to the DraftKings roster. We feel like, and we've proven through statistical analysis and standard deviations from the mean and mean correction error, different Spearman correlations and top 10 and 20 ranking, median rank, uh, all these statistical formulations that we use, we feel like we're building a more powerful and a more robust. Uh, and we'll see with this Wyndham. Like I said, we feel like he's going to finish in the top three, uh, even with the added additional scrutiny that's going to be put upon and brought up during the tournament. He'll feel that pressure, but I think the people around him might feel it better or more because they're going to be every player out there is now going to change the way they approach the game, and that could bode very well for Wyndham Clark. That scandal for other players they know those TV cameras with a short field is going to be on their club, and it's going to be watching whether the ball moves and whether they're grounding the club and whether they keep overly patting down the grass behind it. So we feel like this is a strong indicator of our formula, and we're gonna push this roster stronger than anyone we've ever had because we just totally revamped and come up with a better formula for our. We're at version 6 now. We've only been doing this a short time. The website twager.com is a new website. It hasn't been out that long, but we feel like we feel like we're on to something very strong here, and we're going to keep pushing the website. We're going to push the YouTube channel, and we just want people to go out there and recognize and subscribe to our channel, and to keep an eye out. I mean, any edge that you can get in this type of statistical analysis, we want to provide it. And of course, like I said, we've already had some of the big players try to shut us down because of what we're doing. We're better at statistical analysis than they are. And when you're dealing with this type of industry with a lot of uh, people that are associated with various groups that want to push their agenda, they oftentimes will not allow us to get our word out and get, but we're going to keep trying. They might shut us down. With all the talking heads, like I said, out there throwing things around on YouTube, they really shouldn't be after us because with our disclaimer, we're here to help people become better at research and statistics and different things in life that will help you. So we're here to help. Uh, we're going to end this video. We don't want it to go too long, and we've got to get moving here because we're going to go live on this tournament. So like and subscribe. Keep us around. Download our Tour Championship roster. Watch the Tour Championship video. We kind of go in more depth of as soon as you click this, you go up to the right-hand corner of your screen. You're going to have an XLS spreadsheet in front of you with a lot of research, and it's going to have the ability for you to use your own statistical analysis, put your own formulations in, uh, scratch through it. You can print it out and write on it if you want, or you can go in and use all the power of algebraic equations and do your own statistical analysis. But we're ending this video here. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Stick around because we're going to create a lot of attention with our ability to outperform the talking heads and the big websites and their roster salary rankings because we think they're wrong, and we're going to prove it.